Ancient Egypt was a civilization of gods, magic, and remarkable knowledge. But their medicine was a strange and often terrifying mixture of observation, superstition, and experimentation. Healing was not purely scientific. It combined herbal remedies, animal products, rituals, and spells to confront disease, injury, and spiritual affliction. Doctors, known as swin, acted as physicians, priests, and magicians simultaneously. They believed that illness could be caused by curses, evil spirits, or divine wrath. To heal, they drew upon the natural world, plants, minerals, and animals, and combined them with magic and incantations to ensure effectiveness. Medicine was never neutral. Every remedy carried the potential for both cure and harm. Plant-based medicines were central to Egyptian healing. Herbs such as juniper, castor oil, garlic, and willow were used to reduce fever, treat infections, and alleviate pain. Some plants had powerful toxic properties, like mandrake or henbane, requiring precise preparation and dosage. Pharaohs and nobles could be treated with delicate mixtures, while the poor often received harsher, more experimental concoctions. Animals were used in astonishing and sometimes horrifying ways. Mummy cats, snakes, crocodiles, and even parts of more exotic creatures were incorporated into remedies. Their fats, blood, and organs were ground into pastes or mixed with herbs and applied to wounds, ingested, or used in ritual baths. Some treatments relied on symbolic magic. By using a piece of a venomous snake, the doctor believed they could transfer its potency to combat disease. Healing was inseparable from ritual. Doctors often chanted spells, invoked deities, or recited protective words while preparing remedies. The power of the words, the symbolism of the ingredients, and the timing of the ritual all influenced the perceived efficacy of the medicine. Illness was not just a physical condition. It was a battle between divine, spiritual, and natural forces. The sick body was treated as both a physical and spiritual battlefield. For fevers, wounds, or infections, priests might prepare a mixture of honey, animal fat, and plant extracts, then recite incantations to banish the evil causing the disease. Even the act of applying medicine was ritualized. The patient's clothing, posture, and environment were carefully arranged to enhance protection and healing. Some of the most dangerous remedies were designed to provoke the body's response. Emetics, purgatives, and strong herbal concoctions could induce vomiting or diarrhea, believed to expel toxins or malevolent spirits. Bloodletting and minor cauterization were sometimes used to release disease or evil from the body. These procedures could heal or they could kill, depending on the skill of the practitioner and the precision of the preparation. Spells and amulets often accompanied medicinal treatments. An amulet of the Eye of Horus might be placed on a patient while herbal mixtures were applied. Incantations invoked gods such as Sekhmet, Bastet, and Thoth, who governed both health and the unseen spiritual realm. Without the correct ritual, even the most potent remedy could fail, leaving the patient vulnerable to disease and spiritual harm alike. Medical papyri, like the Ebers Papyrus and Kahun Gynecological Papyrus, provide detailed recipes combining plants and animal products. These texts show an extraordinary depth of knowledge about anatomy, physiology, and natural properties. Yet they also reveal the deadly trial-and-error nature of Egyptian medicine, where treatments were as likely to harm as to heal. Even common illnesses were treated with this mix of natural and magical remedies. Coughs, fevers, digestive issues, and injuries all received attention from both the physical and spiritual realms. Every procedure, every potion, every herb and animal product was part of a larger system, one that intertwined survival, fear, and faith in the divine. In ancient Egypt, medicine made from animals and plants was as much about magic as it was about healing. The sick body was a battlefield, threatened by disease, evil spirits, and divine displeasure. Every potion, ointment, or mixture was prepared with ritual precision. The timing of ingredients, the arrangement of tools, and the spoken words all determined whether the patient would recover or perish. Animal-derived medicines were among the most terrifying. Crocodile fat was used to heal wounds, but it also symbolized the danger of the Nile and the god's wrath. Snake venom, carefully diluted or applied in ritual mixtures, was believed to kill the disease within the body. Mummy parts, powdered and combined with herbs, were thought to draw out harmful spirits. Even insects, such as beetles or scorpions, were used in concoctions designed to shock the body and expel illness. Each of these treatments carried enormous risk. A wrong dose could be fatal. Plant-based remedies were equally powerful and unpredictable. Henbane, mandrake, garlic, and castor oil were common, but some plants contained poisons capable of killing if improperly prepared. Herbal treatments were often mixed with animal fats, blood, or minerals, creating pastes and potions that were part medicine, part ritual, and part symbolic confrontation with disease. The Egyptians believed that by combining natural potency with divine power, they could channel the god's protection into the patient's body. Rituals always accompanied these treatments. Priests and physicians chanted spells, waved incense, and recited sacred texts while applying remedies. Amulets, often inscribed with protective hieroglyphs, were worn or placed on the patient to shield against evil spirits and enhance the efficacy of the medicine. Every motion, word, and object was part of an intricate system designed to restore balance between body, soul, and the divine forces controlling life and health. Some treatments were designed to confront the body aggressively. Purgatives and emetics induced vomiting or diarrhea, believed to purge both physical toxins and spiritual corruption. Cauterization and minor surgeries released evil forces trapped within the body. Even massage and pressure were performed in conjunction with chants to manipulate the patient's vital energies. Pain was considered part of healing, a necessary ordeal to restore harmony and drive out illness. Magic and medicine were inseparable. An illness was seen as both a physical affliction and a spiritual invasion. Herbs and animal products were not sufficient alone. Only when combined with ritual, prayers, and amulets could a patient hope to survive. This was a world where survival depended on knowledge, skill, and divine favor, and where death was always a possibility. The dead were treated with similar care, though in reverse. Mummification involved plant extracts, resins, and oils to preserve the body. Animal-derived substances, like crocodile fat or natron mixtures, were applied to desiccate and protect the corpse. Amulets were placed among wrappings to shield the deceased from demons and ensure passage to the afterlife. Medicine and magic continue to operate after death, demonstrating the inseparable link between healing, protection, and spiritual authority. Medical papyri record countless recipes blending plant and animal materials with spells. The Ebers Papyrus and Edwin Smith Papyrus describe mixtures for wounds, fevers, digestive disorders, and even mental illness. Some treatments were surprisingly effective, others were dangerous or deadly. Trial and error, observation, and ritual all coexisted in a system that demanded both skill and faith. Even the simplest ailment could become a terrifying ordeal.
A fever could be treated with a paste of garlic and animal fat, while a priest recited protective spells. A wound might receive honey and powdered minerals, combined with chants and protective amulets. No treatment was merely physical. It was a ritualized engagement with the unseen forces controlling health, life, and death. Ancient Egyptian medicine was therefore a world of contrasts: knowledge and superstition, life and death, healing and danger, medicine and magic. Patients were both subjects of science and participants in spiritual warfare. Every remedy, whether drawn from a plant, an animal, or the gods themselves, carried power, risk, and mystery. In the end, medicines made from animals and plants were far more than cures. They were symbols of the Egyptians' understanding of the natural and supernatural world. Each potion, paste, or elixir reflected a civilization where health, survival, and spiritual protection were intertwined. A delicate balance of observation, ritual, and fear. To be healed in ancient Egypt was to submit not only to the skill of the physician, but to the gods themselves, where every treatment was a dance between life, death, and the unseen forces that ruled them all.